We're going to start this off with some crackers. Now try and find the crackers that you can sort of split in half so they look like the shape of a Band-Aid as so. And use any flavour that you like, it's really completely up to you. So I have one of our crackers here. Now I'm going to use some softened cream cheese. And I'm just going to place that just in the middle. That's going to make the bandage part. And then for the centre, one thing that really goes well with cream cheese is some strawberry jam. So add that right there. And that's our blood. And that's it. That's how simple that is. It literally took me just a couple of minutes to make. And we have another effective, simple snack to have on Halloween or any day of the year. But the fact that it kind of looks like a Band-Aid, a used Band-Aid at that, makes these Halloween treats taste simply ghoulish. Now I'm going to start this off by making an egg wash. So I have a cracked egg there, and to that I'm going to add about a tablespoon of milk and just give it a quick beat till it's all nicely combined. Next, into a separate bowl, I'm going to place in 1/3 a cup of dried breadcrumbs, followed by a 1/4 cup of polenta. Now polenta is just crushed dry corn. And if you can't find polenta where you're from, I'll leave a link down below to my video on how you can make your own. And just give it a quick mix, just so it's nicely combined. And then into a third bowl, I have some plain flour. Next, I've cut up some chicken breast into long finger-sized shapes. So we're going to start by coating it in our flour, and then into our egg wash, and then our breadcrumb and polenta mixture, and just get it nice and coated. And then just simply place it onto a lined baking tray. Now lastly, for our fingernails, what we're going to do is we're going to use the remaining egg wash and we're just going to place some of that on the tip of our chicken pieces. And on top of that, I'm just going to place on one flaked almond. That's going to work as the fingernail. Now once done, we're going to place this into a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 390 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. Now there we have some very delicious, very scrumptious witch's fingers. Now it's certainly a break from the regular Halloween recipes, as this one's actually pretty healthy, as compared to all the chocolate and sugary stuff that you'll also be eating during Halloween. Plus, it's also an incredibly easy snack to make. It takes just minutes to prepare. But even though these witch's fingers aren't full of sugar and chocolate, they're still going to taste simply ghoulish. Now, if you've never had a spider before, it is definitely one of the easiest yet tastiest dessert drinks you can make. So I'm just going to make my Halloween version that I make every year. So into a tall glass, I'm going to place in 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream. And then I'm going to slowly top it up with some lime soda. You can use lime or lemon lime, but you're after the green version. Next, I'm just going to hang off some gummy worms or gummy snakes, whatever you can find. And of course, our straw. And that's all there is to it. Making a spider drink is incredibly simple. There are many recipes, but by using the green juice and adding some gummy worms, it really does spruce it up for a Halloween themed drink. And the best part is, it takes less than a minute to make. But there's still one thing that stays true to this recipe, and that's that it tastes simply ghoulish. Now to start off with these delectable bones, into a mixing bowl we're going to place in 3 egg whites. And using a hand mixer or a stand mixer, we're going to beat these until they come up nice and fluffy. Okay, now the eggs are fluffed up, we're going to start adding in our caster sugar or superfine sugar. We're just going to do it nice and slowly. Just give the sugar a chance to dissolve within the egg whites. Okay, next we're going to put in a pinch of cream of tartar. And then finally half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And just whip it all through. Okay, so I've placed our meringue into a Ziploc bag as so. Now just grabbing a pair of scissors, I'm just going to cut off a small section of the corner. Okay, so now we're just going to make our bones. So just dollop there, across. And a dollop on each side. And we're just going to continue on until we have all our desired bones. Okay, so once done, we're going to place this into a preheated oven at 90 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Then after 1 hour, we're going to turn the temperature off, leave the door open for a further 1 hour, just so they completely cool down. Okay, so it's been 2 hours, they come out, and they're looking pretty good. We've got our bones. Let's break one of these bones. Oh! Oh! Let me give one of these a try, actually. Yummy. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, that tastes simply gaulish. They are incredibly easy to make, and I guarantee there's not a child on this planet that's not going to like these. Thank you for watching this episode of Todd's Dungeon. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up, otherwise I'll eat your brains. Oh yeah, don't forget to comment and subscribe, otherwise I'll still eat your brain. Okay, so we're going to start off with, in Australia they're called frankfurts, in America called hot dogs, whichever one you prefer. So we're going to grab 3 of these, I'm just going to cut them in half, so that'll give us 6. Okay, next I've got a sheet of puff pastry, so we're going to cut these into small little strips. Now you're going to want about 12, so 2 per dog. Okay, next grabbing your dog, you get a piece of the pastry. I'm going to start by just twisting it around the base and move upwards. Okay, once you get to about there, we're going to go leave a good gap, and we're just going to go up to the top, so that way you can put 2 eyes there later on. So continue on until you get them all done. Okay, now I've placed them onto a baking tray with non-stick baking paper, and we're going to place this into a preheated oven at 190 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. Okay, so I've just taken these out of the oven and they're come out pretty good. Now one final step is we're just going to grab some yellow mustard, preferably with a small tip on it, and we're just going to dot 2 eyes on each one. Okay, and they're done. I'll tell you what, they look simply gaulish. These are incredibly easy to make, and it also adds a bit of fun to it as well, especially with Halloween. The kids are going to love it. Thank you for watching this episode of Todd's Dungeon. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up, otherwise I'll eat your brains! Now to start this off, we're going to use a microwave safe bowl. So into the bowl we're going to place in about 3 tablespoons of butter and 1 regular packet, which is about 180 grams of marshmallows. Now we're going to place this into the microwave for say 30 seconds at a time and give it a good stir each time until everything is completely melted and well combined. Okay, so as you can see it's nicely melted, and just give it a good stir just to mix the butter in with the marshmallows. Now once that's mixed through, I'm just going to add some red food colouring. Just about a tablespoon should do. And mix that in so it's nice and bloody. Now once mixed through, I'm going to add in some popped popcorn. Now you can use the microwave or you can do it on the oven. Doesn't make any difference. So I'm going to put about a standard size bag in. And I'm using some gloves. Now as a hint, I've just given a quick grease just with some cooking spray oil. That'll just stop everything from sticking to my hands. So just give it a good mix through. Well, it won't completely stop, but it makes a big difference, trust me. Now lastly, I have some non-stick baking paper here, so I'm just going to grab, say, a small amount at a time. Then start shaping them into a decent sized ball, and you can make them as big as you want or as small as you want. And I can tell you from personal life experiences, some brains are literally smaller than others. So we're just going to place it onto the parchment paper there. And just give it a quick tap down just on top, not too much, because brains aren't exactly round. And for the final effect, I'm just going to use the handle of a knife and just tap on just a little bit in the center, which will give that indentation between the left and the right side of the brain. And there we have our delicious popcorn brains. They really are incredibly simple to make. And I found using the popcorn, it really does make a brain look, well, even more brainy. But you just have to serve these delicious, disgusting looking things at your next Halloween party because they're going to taste simply delish. And they'll easily store a few days in a sealed container in the fridge. So thank you for watching this episode of Todd's Dungeon. As always, please check the links down below to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Home Handy Hints channel. And please do me a massive favour by giving this video a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another delicious recipe.